Even on our worst day, we're better than the rest. Starting from the first day, we've always been so blessed. We never have to worry about what life might throw at us, because we have each other near. We've got who we can trust.
It seems like 100 years ago since we moved into this house. And then it seems like all of a sudden it just happened yesterday. The other orchids petals have already fallen off. I can't believe they've lived as long as they have. Little things that could become bigger things out there. They keep on staying little things. Well, hopefully I can get a clearer image of the thermocoupler. So that's all it is. And my old phone doesn't like it when I get too close. It will not auto focus. So I was in a hurry when I did it, because it was during the hurricane. So I grabbed what I had left was a piece of copper, and I cut one of my lantern wicks to fit the size hole. I just wound that copper around a pair of needle nose pliers. As I was saying, the olive oil will burn all night. It has a plant odor that it gives off, instead of the kerosene odor that will give you a headache. I don't do very well with kerosene burning inside for long periods of time. It's okay if you're outside, you want to burn kerosene, but inside your house, it'll make me so sick that I'll be vomiting. Maybe you're like that too. I don't know. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there where people make prettier ones. I could have done a better job of this, sure, but I didn't. The important thing was I fixed it. Oh, and by the way, something that I didn't hear anybody say, when you light these and you drop them back down in the oil, it's hot and it will burn your fingers. So keep that in mind when you're playing with an open flame. So I have the aperture as low as I can on my old cell phone so it doesn't blind you. So the one on the left, that's the one I purchased out of the Amish catalog. So I was in a bind, so I literally melted the wax off of a candle and put it in there, and it never made a very big flame to begin with. Sure, I could probably pull more of the wick out, but it is what it is. The other one, well, that's a lantern wick sitting in the olive oil, and it's wider. Of course, it puts out more light. You can't really appreciate the light that it puts out, even with the lights off in here, until you're in a dark room. And it's not very much, but hey, to sit on your bathroom sink all night and burn where it doesn't stink up your house, and it doesn't give you a headache. It's great. And when you're done, you shake the bottle. You know, as it burns, the olive oil in the glass warms up, which helps combustion. And when you've had enough, put the lid on it and just shake the olive oil on it, and it'll go out. Which is one of the things I absolutely loved, was because if a child went in there and knocked it over, which has happened, then it just puts the fire out. It doesn't set your house on fire. And with the lid, it contains the smoke. This is an old candle jar, and it stays in my bathroom. Yep, the lighting is bad. This is a coal oil lamp, which is also known as kerosene. This one my mother gave to me. She said her father purchased it for her mother many years ago, and she had it in her house, and she gave it to me. So the reason it has that color is there was still some kerosene left in the bottom of it that I could not clean out. It's full of the clear paraffin wax fuel. And when it burns, it doesn't emit a noxious smell. However, because this one still has some kerosene in it, you can smell it out the top. So I put a can over it, because just sitting there it smells like kerosene. You can buy the little kerosene lamps like this at hardware stores. And as the person said, the thing about this paraffin fuel, which is what it is, at room temperature, 70 degrees, it's liquid, but if it gets cold, it gels. Well, hopefully I never experienced that, and I don't know which is worse, not having fuel or running a kerosene lamp in my house if it got to that point, and being so sick I vomited all the time. While I was playing around with my mother's, I went to a friend's and purchased several lamps and lanterns. And as you can see on this lamp, there's holes on the underside of it so that air can come up inside the chimney part of where your wick is and give that air. These are also full of the paraffin fuel, and I got lucky when I was up there. Well, I say I was lucky. not everybody cares about that kind of stuff until they don't have no light. But I was able to purchase a pair of those lanterns. So this has a horse and buggy on this side with mountains in the background, this too, and I believe that's all the way around. One is shinier than the other. I don't know if they came from the same place. Let's say someone got a hold of them and they sold them, but the globes on the top are the same. And I'm quite sure if I had to use them, and I did a lot of it for fun, as you can see, this is an old wick down in there. That's why it's stained that color. They would run a long time. So I want to give a shout out to my friends at Lanyap Treasures in Pineville, the flea market I was talking about. Might as well give them a shameless plug, even though they're not sponsoring me to do anything. It's just friends of mine. But when I was there buying the lanterns, the lamps, because I was fixing my mother's, I decided I might as well, if I was going to play with one, I might as well mess with some other ones. So there were some lanterns up there. So I have 3 lanterns. One of these lanterns my brother gave me, I really thought there was another one, and I had put what's supposed to be ultra fine kerosene in it. Well, you know, the kind they say don't stink, it stinks. And I may have hated it so bad I poured it out, because I thought I put that lantern in another room, and with it just sitting in there, it always smelled like kerosene. So when I picked it up just now, it was empty. So either all evaporated out, it has a leak, or I poured it out and let it evaporate on its own. So I ordered new globes from a lamp company. Now this one here is obviously an original because it's embossed. It's actually part of the glass. You can feel it, it's raised. Problem is, it was broke. The only good thing about it being broke was it was easier to light, but it interfered with the flame propagation and the way the flame was supposed to work. So I ordered some new ones, and they talked me into buying kerosene, and they came in and those words are just stamped on. Okay. That one seems to fit fine. That is a number 8 D light. If you look down inside it, you can see there's plenty of air holes, because this is you'll hear people say, a cold blast. Air travels down the tube into here, mixes in the bottom, gives it air, and with it, the wick adjusted correctly, you'll have a nice blue flame without too much smoke. And if there is much smoke, then this will catch it. And of course, kerosene is better, but if it's going to make you ill, then there's that. And this is a number 8. No, I'm sorry, this is a number 2. It says number 2 on the back. I guess it's just bigger. I'm not really sure that this globe fits like it's supposed to, because you can stick your finger between the globe and that. At least it does fit down in the bottom and all the air holes are clear. This one was empty. And if you've never messed with any of these lanterns, these caps here are easy to mess up putting them on and taking them off. So chances are, unless you buy a brand new one, it's going to be an old one like this. There's some kind of way to look this up and tell when these things were made. I just wanted a good lantern. So that's 2 Deets, or however you say that. Both made in America. I put new wicks in them, and they have the paraffin, the clear oil. And this one is made by some company called Globe. Globe brand. Manufacturer Ltd. I can't read that. You can't read it either. Something like number 1000, I guess. 1020. 1000 would have been too good of a joke. And no, this one doesn't burn as bright as the Deets. How those are all made down on the bottom where the wicks are and so forth, they definitely work. One of the cool things I saw when I was reading about these to order them is they actually made a cooking cup that would go over this. This is just for jokes, but it was a cup that fit over that way, and you could sit it over the heat that was escaping out of it, and it was like a little pot, a little saucepan, and heat up food in your camp. So again, thanks to Lanyap Treasures, I was able to purchase these and rebuild them and have working lamps. I actually thought I had another one because my brother gave me one. I don't know which one it is now. It could be one of those for all I know. It could be that one. Maybe I gave it back to him. Don't have a clue. Not much more I can tell you about that. But again, the operation on them is simple. And I'm doing this in my sink so I don't spill the fuel everywhere. The lever comes down. The globe comes up. You can see how many perforations are in the bottom. So the air comes around into the tank, and the tank is split inside. and air comes up through there where the wick is. And of course, you can light the wick. I'm not going to light it because I don't want to go to the trouble of trying to turn it back on. As you can see how it's made here. It just it rotates out. It rotates out of the way. You pull all that out and work on your wick. If it's crusty in there, it looks bad, there's no telling how old this is. So there's that. The chimney pulled all the way up because I had the globe up. You can see the heat comes up to the top, spreads around. And that's where all of the holes are. Get it there. Apparently, if I lit this one, it didn't burn long enough to blacken the wick. But it does the same thing here. It rotates out of the way. And like somebody else said, inside on that rod or teeth, the wheel, the teeth on it that help push the wick up and down. And a better made one like these, they're stuck on there and they don't come off. The other ones, they'll just rotate inside the rod. Then you get to figure out what you're going to do if you're doing it for fun. If you're doing it as an emergency measure, you're better off just going and purchasing new ones. But if you're doing it for fun, there's a lot of these out there that you can just buy somewhere. So I saw on a channel where a guy was talking about using carbon felt. That's what he called it. And he said it's used in plumbing and welding to keep sparks and stuff from catching things on fire. He even kind of explained where you might be able to buy some. And that's great. That would be great for my olive oil lamp. The thing is though, as he explained, if you use that, you have to put some drops of the other fuel on there. Kerosene, the paraffin wax, to get it to start. Because the wick itself doesn't burn like on a candle. The wick burns a little and it heats up the wax, and the gases from the wax is what burns. On these, if you're using kerosene, the kerosene wicks draws up the material, and it's volatile anyway, so it burns off the tip and it slowly consumes some of the wick. Olive oil does the same thing. The wick burns a little and it heats up the level of the oil where it's at, so that the olive oil will continue to heat up and release its gases that are flammable. So if you do that, you have to make sure whoever ends up with it now and in the future that you have the necessary materials because you won't be able to light it. Olive oil is difficult to light as it is without some help, but you can do it. So good luck to you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Thanks for all of those who are still looking at some of my videos.